Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D 4X game creation today. I'm making a post-apocalyptic game that takes place in North America. That is a 2D 4X game, kind of inspired by Paradox Games and by Dominions and other games, Shadow Empire. Every game that I've ever played that's a 2D 4X is an inspiration for this game. My plan is have it finished in 5 years, and I don't change that number. It just keeps growing. Not even growing, it just stays the same. Anyways, here we are today, and we're gonna work on. I got my thing going here. We're gonna work on if the battle. No, I don't want to do that right now. Battle created. We already did that. Battles created. So some of these we already did. We fixed last time. So enemies spawn aren't updating their tokens to army textures. So what that's talking about is, so we got this map that's currently just like Oregon and Washington, one part of Washington, and I really just the plan is to someone suggested, Lord Mac, he suggested, why don't you make empty provinces? And I've been thinking about that a lot because it's post-apocalyptic. Everybody's supposed to be dead. Oh, I forgot to click this thing. Wind, how's it going? I gotta click this thing so I can see YouTube. Dune 2, huh? Tell me how it was. I mean, don't tell me any spoilers. I've read the books. I can't, I'm not gonna be that spoiled. But I'm looking forward to the things. Anyways, he was saying that I should have empty provinces, and I've been thinking about that a lot, and I think I'm gonna cut these in half and make them not empty, but not Portland. Portland's still too small, but I think I'm gonna cut these bigger ones in half, um it was really awesome. Good to hear. So you know what, I feel like a lot of times, and I don't have any data on this, but I feel like a lot of times when they produce a bunch of movies that come out somewhat quickly, the first one's good and they slowly go down in quality. I'm thinking of Back to the Future specifically right now. All right, so what I'm talking about in this thing that I think was broken is when we spawn a guy, and I just thought of this idea, another idea. I can have a tooltip that will show these guys' names, because this has been bothering me for a long time. It's hard to tell who's who when you have more than one person here. So let's say we have two people here. Like, who the fuck are these people? They have the same picture, but eventually they'll have different pictures, so you can tell that way. But I think a tooltip will be the key. So I just added that to my list. Right here, tooltips on the button or the hero. Yeah, so that's gonna be great. It's been a very long time since I read the books too. I watched, there was like a Dune miniseries that came out 20 years ago or something that wasn't bad. It wasn't great or anything, but it wasn't bad. And I remember when I was watching that, the book memories were flashing like, oh yeah, there's some stuff, and I'm not going to mention them because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. There's some stuff in the books that I'm very curious if they're going to do, particularly with a character. What's the point of even talking about it if I don't want to ruin it? All right, we're going to make this guy an army leader. And the bug that we're worried about is, see now, Jacqueline is the army leader. Oh, I can't select. So there's a bug right. Oh, are we back to some weird select shit? These buttons aren't working. I thought I fixed it. Yeah, this thing is back, and this issue is back again. I thought I fixed that last time. Anyways, we'll fix that in a second. So they need to change to this little army token thing, the enemy. So when we go here, they are. So this is the enemy one, and that works. Let's fix this thing again. I thought I fixed it. Yeah, so the thing is there's like a control or something here, and it is, well, yeah, it's covering up this, and I thought we fixed that, and I think actually Wynn was the person who pointed out that it was probably the issue. This is going to be... My memory is terrible, but occasionally I remember some stuff. This is going to be under the county info panel, and the selected hero, we want... This should be on ignore, and we want the button, though, to be on stop. I wonder if I was trying to fix something else, and I adjusted some boxes and stuff. And I wonder if I fucked that up adjusting something else. So for the books of Dune, I feel like the later ones I don't like as much because of... Oh, we need another person here. Because they get into some metaphysical stuff. No, that still doesn't work. Let's see. So we got to find... It might be you. Pass. We want you on ignore. Hero. Select hero. I guess we can just make sure these are all on ignore. The only thing we want stopping stuff is the button. And like any of the... I swear to God, I already did all this shit. I wonder if it didn't save or something. Or like I loaded a something. Something somehow like rolled back the code on accident. Alright, we're gonna need 2 of these guys. It's the easiest way to... Yeah, I'm still not clicking through. This click through is a different thing completely. Wait, something happened. Oh, I clicked through the... let's make sure these buttons are on stop. Okay. Let's look at this thing. I haven't updated Godot or anything weird. Yeah, it's on ignore. What else could be... We did change the size of this stuff, but I think that was all... I wonder if... Well, you can't click on those anyways. The top bar is just the top bar. And it's set to stop, which I guess is fine. So we don't care about that. That thing only goes to there. Back to our game here. Let's just make sure that that is definitely... Yeah, there's something over it. In the select hero... Okay, that's because... That's like that because... there's buttons there. No, there are not buttons there. That needs to be expanded. This is... So let's fix that. We just need to expand that little area. There's always one bug at the start of every... Oh, good idea. That's a great idea. Let me move this. Let me fix this thing. At the start of every stream, there's some unexpected bug that at this point I'm used to that happening. At the beginning, you know, the first 100 streams, I'd be like, no, fucking bug. All right, let's go back to this thing. Let's refresh this. I guess I still do that sometimes. All right, I'm going to put this over here because I want to be able to... Oh, wait, we got to turn this off. And then we got to make sure that this is also off. Then we gotta refresh. I'm gonna put this over on the other side so we can look easier at the debug thing. This goes to here, and it's under miscellaneous. Yes. So I've clicked on a county. Oh, now something else is busted. This shouldn't be open. It shouldn't be appearing unless it's been told to appear. And in fact, I think maybe this. I don't know. We'll find out here. No, this is still. This should be off. This should be on. You can't see the game, but when I click on a county, an empty box appears. Okay, so the empty box is gone, and I guess we can do this here. But I turned off something else. Now I busted something else. I turned off. Let's look at what we need. This other thing on. This thing. There we go. This thing was off. I think I clicked that. Whatever. Now it's there. So we need to. I guess it doesn't. Well, we won't be able to tell unless there's two of them. So for the debug, I think it's this thing. And then it will tell us. So I'm clicking margin container, county info control. I think we did change the size of this. I think that's what happened. So this margin container, that was a excellent suggestion there because I could have been hunting for this thing forever. Where's your mouse thing? Mouse filter, ignore. Let's save it, redo it. I really got to figure out a way that turns all those off. I turned this on while the game was running here. You need to be on. Then make sure that the right stuff's turned on and off when the game starts so that I don't have to do this. Okay, we need 2 people. Oh, no! Now what's your problem? It says it's a margin container that is the same one. Was I on remote last time? I might have been on remote. That's why it looked funny and I was looking around for shit. Yep. It's gotta be ignore. Am I on the right margin container? I am. I was on the remote. I know. I need to fill a bunch of. So the issue is that some of this stuff happens too fast, and someone gave me a suggestion, and it was a good suggestion. Chat gave me a good suggestion. You know, it happens, and I tried to do it. And I couldn't get it. It was where you put like an array at the top, and then it just goes through the array. But I couldn't drag the stuff into the array. It was weird. Okay, there it is. There's our first bug fix of the day. I swear to God, we fixed that last time, though. All right, that wasn't even what we were doing, but this is done. We fixed this issue last time, so this one's gone. And battles created. We already have our battles created, and they're down. You know, when the battle starts, it's already been created. So that one's done as well. So we can get this one. I'm wondering why I put this in. That was like months ago, though. It was the Christmas Eve. I can get out of here. And I don't want to do this one, so I keep putting it down. Here, we'll just move it all the way down here. We'll get to it today. Battle panel. We've done that last time. And we should probably test that just to make sure that there's no other sneaky shit going on. Oh, I remember why. Because the things that are there's certain things that are happening before ready, and the ready is fucking shit up. So I can't have things happening ready. We're gonna declare war. What the fuck are we testing here? This battle panel is working. And that is working. So we needed that to work. My pause didn't work though. I guess I was selected away from it. All right. So that's done. We have a lot. I guess I already marked it done. Slow down time when wars start. So this is, I think I might leave this for the next round. Basically what that is when there's a battle, your time would go to 1 speed instead of being at whatever speed you have, because that's a thing that happens in a lot of Paradox games, or in a lot of games in general, real-time games. The time kicks down to 1. Like, think of RimWorld, actually. RimWorld's a good example. When combat starts, if you have it at the 3 times speed, it kicks back to 1, so that you aren't like overwhelmed. The battle doesn't end before you've even had a chance to look at it. So I do want to do that, but I think we should do it in the next round, because it's not that important right now. Retreating from combat. So what that is like the first step of this like into combat concept, which is, right now you go into combat and then it just happens forever, and that's the end of that. So we need to have the ability, once we create this guy, and once we do this, I'm gonna click these buttons again over here. I missed some chat messages the other day from YouTube, and now I just feel bad all the time. So I double check. Okay, so what the fuck was I doing? He's already an army leader. So once we are here, we still have Raymond Ross selected. Let's say we decide to change our mind. So there's actually, this needs to be 2 things that need to be changed, or that we need to set up. One is we change our mind here, and we right click, and then the battle should end, but it's still going to continue. It's still happening even though the guy's not there. So we need to be able to like end the battle. And then the other thing we need to do, and this might work, so we'll test it, is like what happens if we're moving towards it and we change our mind. So we turn this guy into an army leader. We spawn him. We declare war. We start moving. We're like, oh shit, we don't want to do that. And I've right clicked here. He should go home. So that works. So now we need to just have like a test to see if they're in the battle or in a battle. And there's a couple of ways I'm thinking that we could do that. We're going to open up Visual Studio here. It's under Diplomacy, wherever that is. I think I should just start using this more often, because I can never find my fucking scripts because I have so many of them. Man, I had some like power flashes at my house yesterday, and surges, I don't know, and this computer did not like that. It still hasn't recovered fully. Okay, so we right click. You're in a battle. You right click to move the guy away, and that will happen, right? But we need to have it say. I'm wondering if we have this stored. If we store the battle that they're in here on the token. Currently, it's stored in county data. It's an array. No, that's not an array. That's the new way that this thing happens. This is a list. I mean, obviously. Uh, so there's a battle here. We can have it check through all of the battle list to see, like, hey, is this guy in a battle? Because the battle would be over then. Or we save the battle on the token. So why is there a list of battles here? Why isn't it just one current battle? Why a list? Let's see how this works here again. The defender spawns armies and respond to the declaration of war. What the fuck is this? Check for defenders. Okay, so this is going to check for defenders, which is what we did last time, which is, so before it would only work in one county. Let's attack somewhere else. Just double check to make sure that that's still working too. We're going to attack into here. Well, that didn't work. Assign token textures croaked. Is it just this thing? sometimes the old GD prints there are the problem because I've moved stuff around since then. We'll get rid of it, and if that was the problem, I'll just delete it, and then we'll forget it ever was a problem. Turn you into an army leader. Go over here. Alright, what went bad since last time? Assign token. Okay, so selected token. Well, that's strange. We just did that. That's assigning them the I feel like I'm using old code. This is all stuff we fixed before. Recruit leader. Right click. They got the right one. Then we went hit yes here. This is assign token texture, select token. Oh, that's what it's called, is select token. Where is this getting? This is fine. Let's put that back. Where is this being ran? This is gonna be under. Yeah, it's totally like I didn't save the stuff from last time. I think I even pushed it to GitHub. The fuck do I have 20 repositories? Last week. Defender spawning now works for counties without heroes. Various other minor things. Weird. So the issue is that this thing, there's and so I made more population for another thing. There's something is busted here. Obviously. I have to do this again to see what it is that's busted. All right, we're not running away yet. We're gonna run away soon. Okay. And why does it work? See, this is exactly what happened last time. It would work with some of these, but it wouldn't work with all of them. Oh, I didn't make them go back home. Army leader. Yeah, it works with this guy. So now there's Paula Hill. I don't know what this will do. Yeah, that breaks on this one. Wonder what's breaking on this thing. What's different about these two? Maybe this part, one of these did not. Whoops. We don't need to see my chat here. Um, wonder if it has something to do with like the faction that it's in. I can't remember how any of this worked. It was a week ago. I can't remember shit. I'm gonna have it attack this thing and see if it does it. No, so it's just that one. These are the only two I can test this with. So it only works in one case. So all right, back to this thing. Assign token textures. Recruit hero. That's fine. This is gonna be a different thing, I think. If the token is not null. I think so. Let's follow this along here. We declare war. Defender spawns an army. And this is where it's failing because we declare war and this thing should automatically be automatically be assigning. So it's probably this assign token textures that's not working. And it's supposed to be this spawned token that it's supposed to have instantiated this thing and then it's going to assign this. I don't see. I wonder if I have something else like open that shouldn't be open. That's good. That's turning into a real issue here. I'll recruit this guy. Then you go. Not enough influence to hire a hero for defense. That's the problem. Right there. The issue is that they can't hire a hero. And we didn't put that case in there. Like what happens if they can't hire a hero? It's doing as it was programmed to do. Not enough influence. Influence. I think that's how you spell that. Okay, so after this thing, it returns null, which is what is this thing called? Check for defenders. So they don't have enough. They don't have enough influence to hire a leader to defend their county. So basically, they should just give up. You should just be able to waltz in and take that place. So it's returning null, and that's why that thing bugs out. So I guess we did not program this in last time. So if check for defenders returns null, it can't spawn anything. It's supposed to be returning that thing. So this spawn needs to have some sort of check in it. Like, hey, is this thing, the select county, is this null? And if this is null, then it needs to do something else. But the problem with that is we use this spawn thing for all sorts of stuff. This spawn is used all over the place. So we might want to check first. I think that's the case. That will be a better case. Where the fuck was this? What goddamn program or what thing? I think it was under diplomacy. Yeah, so spawn defending armies. So let's do this first. Let's put check. Let's put a, what is this thing? A select county. What is this returning? It's returning a. Uh, it says right here a county population. So we're gonna go county population, defender hero, and it's gonna equal this thing, and we'll say defender hero, but in here we'll say if defender hero is not equal to null, then do this thing. Oh wait, alt. All right, control D. All right, so it's going to return this, and then it's going to spawn this guy if it's not null. And then let's see what that does. If that's the fix, then so basically we're going to have to go to the winning part because you've already won. There's no one's going to fight you. And then off he goes. And then, so when we get to here, we haven't programmed this in yet. Look at all these errors. It will just, there won't be a battle. You just win because there's no defenders. And remember this is, so I'm going through each. I should explain this because I get it. A lot of people say, well, why aren't you having combat where there's like army, like more than one army and stuff? So I'm going through each part of the game and doing the bare basics of it, just because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, just to learn what I'm gonna need in the future. And so that's what this next round thing is in the project, and this is all open source. The next round is the things that like I've thought of with this round, but it's also like I have a ton of shit like in my brain that I haven't added to this list. But this is so as we go through each thing, I just check it and I can get it working in its simplest form. I just say that's done. And then when we get to this export project thing, it's actually every part of the game will have been made. Well, okay, tooltips haven't. All right, multiplayer hasn't. Every part of the game except for tooltips and multiplayer. Okay, the start menu hasn't. Much later stuff. Here, we'll put this. There we go. Things below here, but everything else has been done at that point. So when we export this, we will have a working piece of shit game. It'd be completely unfun and terrible. But then we can go back through and start fixing and adding and improving the game. It's kind of just because I'm learning as I'm going, you know. So I gotta learn a ton. Like I've already rewritten the whole thing like 75 times. So this, you know, and I'm expecting another 76 times. So what the fuck was I doing? What I was doing was we were going to go to here, retreat from combat. So what we were going to do is we were going to check if, what the hell is this shit? If we were going to check if there's a guy, if you're in combat, there's a list of battles that the county is in. And the reason why I think I was doing a list is because you might have more than one battle. Like there might be multiple sides, but it's not that useful right now because we haven't programmed that shit in either. So I think the thing we could do, like I said, is we could store it on the, we don't even have a way to end the battle yet. So maybe we should do that. There's got to be a way to, for the like code for it to stop the battle. And I wonder if that should not be in diplomacy, declare war. Where do these battles hang out? Where are the battles being fought? Let's look at. See, this public class, I think, just has some information. And it currently is just the battle location. What the fuck is this shit? I still have coffee left. I didn't even finish my coffee yet. A YouTube comment taught me something new. You can highlight these and go control period, and it will create, well, this one already has it, but it will create the thing for you. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. All right, it didn't work this one particular time, but I think it's this. It will create that for you. I need an empty one to do it. Before I was manually typing that shit in. Um, Let me think here. I gotta find where this battle stuff is. Where are all of these attacks and stuff happening? And I need to make it so it's easier to find. These are where they're picking their guys. I think it's under the battle control log. No, not the battle control. Battle log control. It's not under there. I just did this. I watched some other streamer programming, and I felt a lot better because he was also doing similar stuff. This is the same one. Battle log control. Each county has that little thing. Battle button. It's this little thing. I guess I don't have a script. No, I do. Here is start battle. So each county has, this is a dumb name for this. Each county has this control, hero tokens control. Turn this on. It's this thing. Yeah, that's a dumb fucking name. Why is it called that? Uh, let's call this battle, except there's that other thing that's the battle tokens control. Battle control is what we're going to call this. We're going to save this. We're going to go back. Battle. What did I call that thing? I love renaming things. Battle control something. Battle hero something. This is what we were just looking at. Let's rename this to battle control. And then so that was red for some reason. Let's close this. Let's rename this. Nope, not that. Rename this to battle control. And buy. There it is. Reopen this. And here we are. So we have this. So this makes much more sense than being the hero, whatever. I think originally it was like gonna be some hero, whatever. It doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't give a matter. All right. So this starts the battle. They fight. This isn't actually start battle either, though. This is just fucking battle. Let's rename this too. This is just they just battle. So that will be battle control dot battle. That makes sense because these guys are attacking. The attacker's armies attack. And whoops, we'll copy this, and then the defender's army attacks. And this should be down here. I've been trying to improve my comments too, because like this just looks like gibberish in my brain right now, and I'd have to go through each thing and be like, what is this? What is going on here? So except for each in the visiting list, if it's an army leader equals true and its attacking token is not equal to null. Oh, this is not battle. Jesus Christ. See? This is battle and county. So this is start battle. Jesus Christ. I always say this. Like the first Saturdays is my warm up to remember how everything works. Sundays I do, like, I know at least what's going on. But then it's the end of the week or my weekend. Okay, so they subscribe to the hourly change at the end of this, and then this is at the hour they battle. Every hour they hourly battle. Let's call this hourly battle. And then this is the actual battle. And they do this forever currently. So this is never ends. They never can leave this. So we need to have a check in this hourly battle to. This is confusing, needs a fucking rewrite. I agree. So then there's the hourly battle is subscribed to, and then every hour it does this thing. So we have to have a check in here. We need to unsubscribe, would be one solution. But we also need to check to make sure that there's the hero is in there. He hasn't taken off, because that's the whole thing, is he can leave. So where is this thing being stored? I gotta remember where all this shit is. Battle control is still a better name than the hero thing. I don't think this is stored anywhere. I mean, it's stored on here, but I don't think it's. I think it just does its thing and it updates that panel, but there's no real anything going on. This should actually be battle log control. Yeah, this isn't stored anywhere. So I'm trying to think how we're gonna do this. These combat logs are for later. It's not even in use. I can just delete that, I guess. So once the battle, it basically just needs to check, but how does it know who's in the battle? It doesn't. It just goes to town. It's not this one. Where'd it go? It's not that one. We don't need the clock. We don't need the event log. We probably will later. Battle control. Pin you. Yeah, none of this information is saved anywhere. It's just, I mean, which is not saved as in like to disk, but they just attack and attack and attack, and then it never ends. Their morale is assigned to the text thing there. Is that saved somewhere? Or are we just keeping that? Okay, we are storing their morale. Because another thing we need to check for is if they run away. So it's like the same thing. So the thing we write right now is going to work for when they run away. And then the vice versa if the guy surrenders the place you're attacking. So for this, I'm still like gotta like think through the whole thing here. We don't really need to store it right now, but we do need to have a check that's like, is It's got to be in here. Is the should the battle end, basically? Continue battle? So we're going to need, yeah, continue battle. Check. And how are we going to do this here? It needs to check the morale of the hero in the battle. We are keeping the token information stored on here. So we are storing the stuff we need. So I guess this is going to be a two-parter. We're going to solve two issues at once. So if the attackers, the county attacker dot county population dot morale expendable, and I don't want it to be at 0, because 0 is, I guess actually 0 is fine, is equal to or less than 0, is less than or equal to 0. If the attackers, so check if the morale expendable is equal to, and actually we're gonna do what Joker said the other stream, and we'll put that right here. It is, we can do, it can't go below 0 is the thing. Sean, how's it going? I'm glad to see YouTube chat, because that means that it's working. One time it didn't work, and now I'm always paranoid. There's a way to do this, I just don't know how. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, because it's going to know how. I want this in C#. I want this to not go below 0. Let's see. That's probably enough. No, that's not what I'm talking about. No. I want to use the min thing. Yeah, that's what I want. Look at this dumb shit answer. Like, look at that versus this thing. And I was hoping I could do it in one line. Can I do it in one line? Okay, this is what I was thinking. I was like, there's got to be some way in Joker Glitch Code, as he goes by on his channel, suggested this the other day. So before I copy that out of here, let's look at what this says. So I'm going to put this like this, so it's easier to read. And then, you know what we could do, because this looks like garbage. We could break this into smaller, well, we won't do it right now. So this, if it's the min damage, morale damage 0, math max? I think that's supposed to be math min, isn't it? We'll find out here in 2 seconds. Hopefully. Recruit as a leader. Go to war. I mean, so far it's working. I mean, nothing has changed. Did I save it? Earlier, I was going to say I think I should slow down the time because the battles were happening too fast. The base time, the 1 speed, but it's actually this is taking kind of a while. All right, so that worked. Thanks, ChatGPT. So this is going to be at 0. So the first thing we want, back to this check that we're doing, wherever the fuck that is. Check if battle continues. If this equals, if the attackers equals 0, then we want to end the battle. And so we're going to have another one of these. We're going to have it create it here for us. Else, nope, that's all we want. If the attackers select county is equal to 0, or if the county attacker, county population, move, it's actually over here, move token movement dot move. Is it move token though? Token movement. It is move token. That's funny. I've been working on the pathfinding for this on another thing, and it works. The pathfinding works for this, and with like infrastructure too. But I called it move, and it's the opposite of. It's backwards. I tried to use move and slide, and Jesus Christ, or slide and move and whatever the fuck it's called. That was such a pain in my ass. I gave up on it. Move token is equal to true. We end the battle. So what it's going to check is its morale low? Is his morale at 0? Is the attacker's morale at 0? Or is he moving? We end the battle. Because he's moving, he could be moving. He's moving away. And then how do we end the battle? I don't fucking know. I don't know. In the battle, so the battle we can just unsubscribe from that hourly update. And then we can also close, we can hide this thing, the thing, it's this, hide this thing, that thing we're in, and that will just go away. And that's the end of the, really? I think that's gonna work. It took 54 minutes to get there. I'm not on a timer, but I feel like I'm on a timer sometimes. All right, we did fix another bug too. It was much simpler than I thought. But now that I said that, we're in for a catastrophe of bugs here. So, we also need to lose the battle. And I don't know which one is us. I think we're on the right. I think we're winning. It's very close. It's a close. Okay, we're gonna fucking. We should be on the right. Yeah, okay, we'll write that too. So then if we could put a switch in here, I guess. If county defense token county population dot morale is equal to 0, we're gonna end the battle. We're gonna have to have different things here, but we're gonna end the battle anyways. Just either way, this is just temporary. What will happen is if the defending guy loses all of his morale, he'll run away. I think is what we'll want to do is we'll have him run away to the because it's these two. He'll run from here to here. Lord Mac, how's it going? Let's recruit this guy again. Right? It's unexpected on a Saturday. It has. Where you been? How's life? All right, we have to win or lose here. Well, it doesn't matter. Both sides should stop the battle. Oh, we got to check the other thing too. So what happens when this goes here? We just need one more. One more. Okay, so there's a problem with this. The problem is we need this to not be here. We need it to check at the end because what happened was there was an hour time where the battle was over, but it took an hour for it to, not in real time, obviously. So that actually works, but now we need to test one more thing. What happens if he's moving away? So that's gonna sit there though. um, let's see. I don't think this is going to work exactly. So if he moves away, it's going to sit there and then it goes away at the end of the hour and there would be one more attack. So what we need to do instead is we could do this we need to do this check when he moves. We do need to assign this to the token, I think. And then when it moves, we just say check battle, or we just say in battle. And that will just be the end of it. It'll unsubscribe and hide it. I think that's the easiest way to do this. What is this thing? We don't have an instance of this because it's the instance. We can't do an instance of this. We need to assign this actual thing to the token, I think. I'm trying to think if there's an easier way to do that. So you go into battle. This thing is assigned to the player's token. That seems kind of convoluted, but I think that's what we'll do. We'll put it in here. Token movement is selected. Spawn token. Let's put an export group in here. War. I'm imagining what if you didn't know anything about Dune and then someone tries to describe to you like over chat without writing the novel, how it would look. It would be pretty crazy, pretty insane. Actually, this export group isn't going to do anything because we're not going to. It doesn't matter. Battle control, current battle, and then we're going to go. We're going to go to when the war is declared. Where we're going to set this is, do we need the defender to know? I don't know. We'll get to that. When the battle starts, when this thing subscribe to hourly battle, we're also going to assign this to the county attackers battle. What did it? I made it private. I made it private. Current battle is going to equal this. So we're going to assign this whole thing to the... Is that going to work? I think this is going to work. And then when we go to token movement here, fuck you, go to token movement. It doesn't like when I do that. I swear to God, I used to be able to do that. Start move. Then we're going to have a check in here. Move equals true if token dot current battle is not equal to null. Fuck you. Come on. Then we're going to go token current battle dot end battle. And then we're going to go token dot current battle equals null. And then we're going to go back to here. Oh, really? With Dune? Dune is a very dense book with a ton of ideas. And that, what is that author's name? Why can't I remember? I've read a bunch of his books. Uh, they all have very similar themes. He's very into, except for this one book that's awful that he wrote. He wrote this sci-fi book. Herbert, what is his name? I can't remember his name. He wrote this one sci-fi book where um, a guy, I can't remember what his motivation is. Like his wife gets blown up or attacked, like in a current Earth, gets attacked by, like, dies in like a terrorist attack or something, and he decides he wants the rest of the world to feel the same pain he felt. So he invents a virus that kills women, only women. Frank, yeah, Frank Herbert. Uh, uh, so he creates a virus that only affects, it kills all women. So if it's like highly transmittable, and you can have it for a couple of months, and so uh, like all the women on the planet are dying on the current Earth planet. But it's just all about Catholicism, and the whole book is, and it gets so old hearing Frank pontificate about Catholicism. And like the plot's fine, and he's an amazing author. So it's like you're reading it and you're like getting into like the characters and the different shit that's going down because all the women are dying. Um, and then he'll just pontificate about fucking Catholicism for 50 pages. All right, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. All right, so let's have this guy go. Recruit a leader. He's going to go over here. He's going to go to war, and then we're going to right click, and there he goes. The battle's over. So then I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. I got to stop my music that you guys can't hear. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me start my music again and let me pull up chat here. ZM Designer, how's it going? Let me turn off my break timer. It's called The White Plague. I own the book that I was talking about. Uh, what does this back of it say? A car bomb explodes. Oh yeah, because it's the IRA or the terrorists in this book. A car bomb, because that's when they, when this was written. Car bomb explodes on a crowded Dublin street, and American scientist whose wife and children are killed plots a revenge so total that it staggers the imagination. Molecular biologist John Rowe O'Neill unleashes a synthesized plague that kills only women, unstoppable, selective, and invariably fatal. It spells the doom of all mankind. It's terrible. This book is really good, though. The Dossiarty experiment. He's got some weird ideas in there. I'll put that over there. Back to what I was doing. All right. Did we test that? That worked. So then what about this other thing? That should work, but I'm going to test it again just to make sure that the one change that I did is actually working how I think it is. We gotta wait for somebody to get to 0 here. I guess we could click on that. What? All right, so that worked. Somebody got to 0. So those two things worked. Now we gotta have, in this in battle, we have to have a check to what is going on in this, like the ending of the battle. So we need to have it like, did the person who won, who won, if the attacker wins, we might have to pass in who this person. In fact, I think that's what's going to happen. Because we have a check that this is the defender has lost. This is the attacker has lost. So we're going to have to pass in probably I wonder if we should put like a bool instead, just like attacker or defender. Because we're calling this in battle from a different spot. Maybe we don't want to call it from this select token. He could put himself in there to end the battle. We could have another check that's in here. The repercussions of battle. Because it's going to be different. Maybe we need just different things. One would be you won, and then another one would be because currently the AI doesn't move any tokens around, but if they did, then we're gonna have to set this up to work that way too. So, I think we should do it differently. We could do a switch here, actually. That would be the different things. This actually doesn't mean to be here anymore. Because we're getting rid of this. We're doing that in a different place. So if the attacker wins, we need like a surrender, or the runaway. Attacker flees. And then we need another one over here. Because you're going to get that, whoa, no. That's not what I wanted to do. Undo that I wanted to do. generate a method here. Attacker flees. We'll leave this in battle here because that's just like a base in battle. We can put that somewhere. And then we're going to have so do we want yeah, we do want the leader. So this should actually be yeah, and this will work both ways. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do army flees, and then on here it's gonna have army flees, and then it's also gonna have county captured. So let's do the army flees one here first. So the first check will be we kind of need I am, yeah. So basically once the battle is over, and we just set up you could just move your guy out of the battle. You could just end the battle prematurely. There's gonna be I'm gonna put this because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna put a thing in here. We need to have reset morale if hero moves away from a battle. Because currently his morale, I'm pretty sure, is set to, well, just be remembered as everything, is what it was before. So the army flees. So the first thing we need to check is, this is kind of a bummer, because I was planning this for a different day. I have it over here. We got to find our neighbors. I wasn't planning to do this today. So it's not actually that hard, and I have all the code already written, so that wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it wasn't what I had in my mind. Back to this though. What we got to do is if a hero is fighting a battle, it doesn't matter if they're winning, if they're the defender or the attacker. So we go in here, we attack, and we go in here, go over here, and then the defender or the attacker, if they win, or I mean, sorry, if they lose, defender or attacker, they need to flee back to a neighboring friendly county if there is one, and if there isn't one, then they just surrender and it's over. But there is one for both these. Now my thought process was, if they came from a county, they should retreat back to that one. So they should know that. We're going to have to keep track of that somewhere where they came from. And we were currently, where's my county population? Let's move this over here. The county population, we have their destination and their location. When he gets to the destination though, it resets it when he gets there. That is now his location. But we could put where he was last in here. We could save that where his last location was, and then he would just go back to that. So let's do that. Public int last location, and then way down here we're gonna put that last location, and then we're gonna go last location, and then that's gonna bust something. I'm just waiting for it to come on. I don't know what this means. Use primary constructor? Wonder why it wants it like that. Huh. We're not getting any errors. We need some errors here because I know this is gonna fuck shit up. Uh, we need to go to population generation or whatever it's called. Population something. We're gonna have to update. I don't know. I don't know what a constructor is. No, it's this thing. This thing's a constructor, I believe. You know, I looked this up. I was saying this earlier. So let's test it on here. Well, no, it won't work, I don't think. I think if you select this and you go control period. Yeah, so this is the this is the constructor. Someone on YouTube, a YouTube comment told me how to do this. This thing is the constructor. This whole thing. I don't know why it's called a constructor. Somebody who knows C# better than me probably would know. Probably because it's constructing this. That's the constructor. What was I doing? Last location. So that needs to be set in our county population generation. This is where there's going to be the bug, the error. It's still there. They are. It's so patient. This is going to be -1. And what's your fucking problem? Oh, I got 2 commas in here. The way I like to do this is this way. So let's get rid of this comma. And then we'll bring this comma and comma -1. All right, so that's going to add -1 we're using as like a null thing. So it's last location. We're going to have to keep track of that shit now, though, which is a bummer. I don't want to keep track of that, but that's okay. Token movement is where we're going to keep track of that. You can come over here a little bit more. And token movement, when we start our move, we're setting our destination and we're going to set our token county population last location is going to equal token county population current. What is it? It's just called location. You know what? Fuck that. We're not doing it that way. What we're going to do is we're going to go into our county population and we're going to go to here. We're going to make this a getter setter. No, we're not. I mean, we are, but we're going to do something first here. We're going to rename everything that's location with a capital L. Then we're going to go back to here, and we're going to rename this to here, and we're going to make this private, and then we're going to make a public capital L location, and then we're going to go, and we're going to get that, and then we're going to set this, except we're going to go like this, and we're going to go, sure, that works. All right, so this time, every time we change location, it will update the last location. That way we don't have to fuck around with finding everywhere we changed. Uh, no, is that going to work? No, that's not going to work. Every time we change destination, every time we set a destination, is that what? Wait, I got the right idea here, but it's the wrong place. Rename this back to. Oh wait, go back to here. Rename this to lowercase l, and then we'll rename all of those. Then get rid of this. It's every time we move. So in token movement, every time that this is set to true. Oh, look, there's nothing in here. I mean, nothing that matters. Wonder what we did there. Huh. We're going to say. We're going to say token county population dot last location equals token county population location. So every time move equals true, we're going to set that. Then hopefully that will work how I'm thinking here. When we go back to our battle control, army flees, we're going to say if how are we going to test that? If the battle, because the last location could be no, it can't. Well, no, it could be. So what I'm thinking about here is let's play this so it's easier to tell. If BRK, how's it going? I like as I was saying earlier, like I don't know what a constructor is. I feel like my skills aren't good enough for me to make tutorials. I definitely will help you though if what I from what I know, if you ask questions on my Discord, because I know you're in there, uh, feel free to ask questions and I'll try to help as much as I can. Uh, but like I said, I don't think I'm good enough yet, knowledgeable enough yet. So when I first started doing this with Unity, I was regularly complaining about the Unity tutorials um, because I felt like I would do this like a Unity tutorial, and then later I would find that everything I learned in the tutorial was wrong. And I'd be like streaming just like this, and I would be like, "Oh, I did this tutorial and it fucking sucked," and a regular thing that there's a regular comment in chat was that people who create tutorials, and this is not, this is a broad generalization, but a lot of people, especially for Unity, that were creating tutorials didn't actually know what they were doing. They just knew that tutorials got hits. So they would create a tutorial with their very limited knowledge of Unity, and then someone like me would find that tutorial and use it, and I would learn how to do something, but it would be the wrong way to do something. And I don't want to be that guy who's making tutorials for that are shitty. So totally feel free drop in, and this goes for anyone too. Drop on my Discord and ask questions, and we can work together to figure out whatever you're trying to do. I think Godot, any engine that you pick up, is going to be extremely daunting at the beginning because everything's new and everything doesn't work how it seems like it should. Uh, So I have thought of one tutorial that I want to do. I want to do like a Hello World tutorial because that's so simple. I can handle that one, I hope. But yeah. So that I don't do tutorials. Maybe one day I have like a list of like very simple ones that I want to do, but I still like Lord Mac just asked me like what's a constructor in this uh, context, and I mean I know it's this, but I don't know why it's wherever it went. I know it's this, but I don't. I mean, I think it's that, but I don't know like why it's called a construct. Yeah, use primary constructor. Like I don't know why it's saying to do that. Um, like why is it? I just don't know the answers, and I feel like a lot of the questions. Uh, I would be coming from a place of ignorance, and Joker. He comes in the chat sometimes. He does tutorials, and his are pretty good. And there should be a link in the README of this file to his tutorials. And then Wind he's in chat sometimes too. He might be in chat right now. We were talking about Dune earlier. Uh, he has some code that he has on his GitHub that is just open source to look at how to do stuff. Like he's the person who wrote the real way of my map editor. I don't know. Do I have it open? So I took his code. I stole his code to make the map editor where this works like this. So this is all his code that I converted or used or whatever with this. I got to turn off something here, wherever it is. It's down here. With these color-coded counties. So, I mean, Lord Mac, at this point, you should download Godot and start working on something. All right. What the hell was I trying to do? Oh yeah, last location. So that should work, but so it's going to go to their last location. But what happens if their last location isn't owned by them? So what I mean is like what happens if right now it can't happen. No, you have to if you're an army, you have to have gone your last location has to be a friendly territory. So that solves that issue in my brain at least. It might be a horrible clusterfuck later, but we'll deal with that then. Well, I think you described like 75% of game developers fickle, lazy, and dumb. Okay, maybe not the dumb part. All right, so if any one of these, if last location, if what is this? Are we in token movement? So no, we're in battle control. All right, so battle control is going to need to pass in this token county population, this army flees thing. And so we'll put what is this? A county population, population. If, I actually, the thing that I find a lot with IT people in generally is they're very arrogant. And it's weird. I think there's a reason behind the arrogance. It's because IT people generally deal with a lot of stupid questions all day long. And at least I know I do. The thing is that like I feel like we expect more from people that isn't necessarily shouldn't be expected, if that makes sense. Like people don't have the same background in computers or whatever to know this stuff that we take for granted. So if the county population dot last location is not equal to -1. So this will apply when we do that fight, when we do the battle, for like these guys, when we attack into here, their last location is going to be -1. And because they haven't ever been anywhere before. So then it's going to find a neighbor. So we are going to have to put this find neighbor. I'm glad I did that this week. So if it's not -1, then we're going to send the token back where it came from. And then how do we do that? We're going to go start move. And then the destination county is going to be instance.counties parent dot. This is long. This is going to be a long one. Last location. I didn't copy it all. And then we're going to need this so we can read the whole thing. You have a game, Jan. What do you mean? What type of recommendation? So this is going to be. Oh, I forgot a step here. Get child. I was wondering why I was using brackets. I was like, I don't remember these being brackets, but. Oh, start movement is just an int? Shit. All right. Just take that then. All right, so it's going to start movement. It doesn't matter who the guy is. It just if it's a negative -1, else we're going to have to do like random neighbor flee, random neighbor move, I guess is what we'll call this. The problem with this is we're going to have to put in our neighbors. Random neighbors move. It does it. I think so. It makes you useful with any IT knowledge except that until you become an arrogant piece of shit, then it's not. So then we're going to go GD print here and county captured. Then we're going to do this. We're going to do in battle at the both of these. And then we're going to do in battle. This is obviously not, I just need some code in here so that it works. And this one should be this county population. There we go. So that means next step though is we need to have find the neighbors, and I think I was originally going to save finding the neighbors to disk, and then you load the neighbors like when you start the game, but it's pretty quick. I'm actually quite surprised how quick the finding the neighbors is, so it might not even be required. Let's spawn this guy. It's gonna be hard to test because he has to lose the war. But I guess we'll just sit here and wait to see if yeah, he's winning dramatically. Okay, he won. Let's see what this did. County captured. So that worked. We can turn off this mouse UI element thing. We don't need this. Not that. Okay, maybe we need more mouse entered. Here we go. These are the ones we can turn off here. I mean, when our robot overlords take over, they're going to need IT people to keep, to move around and repair their stuff. So, yeah, that's going to be useful. So we have to do this neighbors thing, which is going to be a whole different ball of wax here. Um, I need the other one open though. It's confusing because I have two things called map editor. This one is just this scene, and then I have this other thing. Um, like I said, I wasn't planning to do this part today, but luckily I think there's no bugs. I haven't tested recently. So on this one, we should be. So this is the thing I ran earlier. Well, no, it's not. It's partially the thing I ran earlier. So I did this. This is my test for pathfinding, and I made it so that this county is really expensive to go through. So if we like click here, it should move, and they'll go around this county because they hate it, because this county sucks. So this is the test thing, but like I said, I wasn't planning to do this part. It looks really strange because it passes through Portland. So this is back to the thing, and Lord Mac, this is part of your suggestion about having empty things. I really think I need to cut these in two, all these larger counties, and have like less people in some, so there's like 2 or 3 people in each tiny one. And then eventually there'd be empty ones, because this is a perfect example of like it passes through. But if this was cut in half and the thing was over here, I mean, it's not passing through, but it looks like it is. It's very confusing. So what we need to pull the finding the neighbors part out of here, which I actually have right here. Waiting patiently. Oh, I just have like a thing here. I don't think we need to have this thing go to that thing. Oh, well, this is just the test map. The real map's going to be all of North America. This is just, there's no point in me building out this massive map when I'm still changing things all the time. I was playing that Fallout mod of Hearts of Iron, and I was like, is this where Lord Mac was getting the names of all of these counties and parts of Portland, because it has like all of the Portland area. But no, this is not the finished size of the map. This is just the beginning. It's going to be all in North America. And that's part of the problem with making more counties. I believe that the basic math that I did, there's going to be about 500 counties altogether. So if I split all those into 2 more, it's going to be like 1,000 counties. And the problem with the 1,000 counties is it's going to start bogging shit down later. And that's actually, I feel like, so speaking of Hearts of Iron, I feel like Hearts of Iron like progressively gets shittier at the longer you play. And I think part of it is stuff like the number of counties and things. Like the modern one starts falling apart. I feel like it gets more slower and slower and bugger, and I feel like they have like a lot more counties. So I don't know. You mean like where it's the same type? Like if it's desert, this part would be all desert, and this would be desert type here, and this would be mountains or whatever. Combine them like that. I mean, that's possible. That's doable. But that once again, I'm worried about the number of counties, and I looked it up. I think I think there's something. Yeah, they have 2,500 in CK3, and so if I do 1/5 that, let's say 1,000 now, um, I got to keep because they have professionals working on that shit, and so they're gonna. Well, I would hope that they would have it know how to optimize and stuff. So that's already in there. The desert plains and all that shit is already in there. Uh, there's a terrain thing under the counties. Well, let's do this neighbor thing here. Find neighbors. But that's actually going to change too because I figured out how I want to do. This is why I did it this way. I know why I did this way now. That's going to change too because of how I'm going to do infrastructure. Though actually it wouldn't change that much. We need this actually. Let's just copy it all and then we'll deal with the outcome here. Because we're gonna need this whole thing. All right. So how this works is am I on the right thing? How this works, we're gonna have to have this. What does this county loader do? After this. Okay, so it has to be after this county loader thing. We're gonna add a node here. And we're gonna put it right here. What is this graphics thing? Oh, and then we're gonna create a new script. And we're gonna call this neighbors. I think I finally am getting the spelling of neighbors in my brain. And then we're gonna go through here. This is no longer map space. This is gonna be player space. And like I said, I think I'm gonna have this happen every time it runs. It doesn't take that long. You don't know what for each is? No, it's fine. All right, and then we need to add and select counties. We're gonna have I was using a Godot array because I wanted to be able to see it. So let's do that again. I'm not a big fan of Godot arrays, but I don't know why. What are they called? What is it under? Godot array. No, it's under some good collections array. And then it was of select county. Here, I'll just copy it over. Copy you into my laziness knows but no bounds, but I did like half copy that. Let me select county. And then back to our find neighbors wherever it went. It's gone. Back to our find neighbors. Here, let's rename this thing. Nabe whores. Nabe whores. Where was it there the whole time? Oh, was I in the wrong thing? Which one am I? No, I'm in the. I don't know where that. What? This one shouldn't have a battle thing in it, so. let's close this. We don't need that anymore. Less confusion. All right, so select county should now have this thing in it, and then find neighbors. So what it's going to do is it's going to go through each one of their sprites. So their sprites are, like if we look at, like I'm in the other one, their sprite actually is a square or a rectangle, and it's going to check what these things are overlapping. At least that's what it's supposed to do. This was also partially written by Chat GPT. I just want to see, what is it getting? It's going county parents, adds all the sprites to the list. So it goes through all of the county parents. And now we have a county sprites list. And then it goes through each one of them. And then it's going to add the neighbors to the county neighbors. So the neighbors should know. We'll just hit play and see what happens. I'd be very shocked if I could copy and paste and do like 3 changes. But down here it should, yeah. What did I say? I'd be very shocked if this worked. Yeah, fuck right off. Let's go over to here. Oh, you won't even tell me what the problem is? See if we can get it to build so it will tell us where its issues are. No? That's the one. Let's see. From type button, so it cannot be assigned to a type of object. Inheriting from type button. Where are you seeing that, my friend? At function. Oh, this is the problem. This is a node. It was a button. It was a button. In my other thing, you could push a button to make it do it. And we need it to tell me what is going on here. And it did not do it. So, oh, we don't have we don't have ready. Because it was a button. Wrong spot. It was a button before that you pushed. Now it is a thing. It's an actual thing. Override ready. Then we're going to go find neighbors button. And we're going to go like this. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to go rename find neighbors. We got to name it something else because this is already called find neighbors. Find county neighbors. And then we'll go back to here. And we should get a list of neighbors here if we did it right. So, Cowlitz overlaps with Cowlitz. It's not supposed to find itself. It shouldn't be on its own neighbors list, basically. Get this thing out of here. We're done with this. Or we're close. These other ones are right, though. Tillamook, it overlaps with Tillamook, and it overlaps with Portland, and it overlaps with Wasco. Tillamook overlaps with these ones, but once again, it's got its own thing in here. If the county sprite is not equal to sprite. That's where it's supposed to be checking this stuff. I wonder, I just closed this thing. I wonder if it was doing. I don't think it was. Let's double check on my other one. Maybe it does. No, it shouldn't have it. I'm gonna wait. This computer is acting worse and worse. Like every day. The power outages yesterday were not a good sign. Not a good thing for it. Yeah. So see, it's not. It shouldn't be. Okay, so it's probably this thing. Get child 0 is not going to do us any favors at all, because get child 0 is is something else probably. This is in our 2D 4X. That's our mask sprite. That's not our county sprite, so they're going to be different. So this is the problem here. And I didn't like doing this when I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So we're getting the node, but we have in this, we have a script that's called select county. So what we should do instead is do select county. We're going to get these. We're going to cast this as, I was curious if I could do this a different way and it would stop complaining as well. Yeah, it doesn't like that. I don't like this cast thing. It's weird. What was it? Cast. Select county. Then we'll do select county, not get child. We're going to go hero spawn, no, county sprite. I was about hero spawn, and we're going to use for the pathfinding. We're not going to put the pathfinding in here right now, though. We just need the neighbors so it can check for the neighbors, and so we can have him run away. And that might actually have solved the problem, just that one thing. All right, so Cowlitz is when we'll do this. We'll actually click on this. Cowlitz overlaps with Tillamook. So this is Cowlitz. Overlaps with Tillamook, Portland, and Wasco. And then we'll double check Tillamook too. Tillamook overlaps with Cowlitz, Douglas. Is that you? Douglas, Portland, and Wasco. All right, so this works. So that was incredibly easy. I originally started when the Fallout mod was they're called like Mirrorlurks, but I call them Merklurks. I was originally starting as those guys, but I like to restart after I played a little bit, and then I played as the Troll Warren or whatever it's called, and I stopped playing it because the AI did like a fundamental flaw that was so broken that it made me not want to play it anymore. What is the California people called in the Fallout mod? Can't remember what they're called. The big guys. NCR, yeah. So the NCR was in a war with Caesar's people, and one of their neighbors was this tiny little country, and I declared war on it. And the NCR went to war with me to protect them, and it was such a baffling, incredibly stupid move by the NCR, uh, that was the end of the NCR. That move, there was like, so they were basically losing against Caesars just a tiny, tiny bit, uh, and it blew my mind. Like it was so so bad. And so then I just swept through the NCR because they also like had like their troops had like half equipment and whatnot. BRK, I'm gonna do all of North America. That's the plan. Uh, I would like to do the whole world, but I think North America is gonna be hard enough as it is because then I'd have to add like real navies and stuff. It's kind of interesting. This mod we're talking about for Hearts of Iron has a lot of the same ideas that I want to do. Um, so it's interesting. Uh, I want to do it better though. Talking about arrogance earlier, I want to do it better. Uh, what game jam BRK were you gonna do? Ethiopia in which game? The Victoria 3 has it. Hearts of Iron has it. You can even the modern mod has it. Not even. But now being able to play it and being able to succeed is a different story. Victoria 3, I think would be pretty hard. It'd be nearly impossible. But that's okay. Um, but yeah, the North America is the plan. Like, and it's open source, so other people can uh, add to it. So all right, we got the neighbors. So now let's go back to our runaway thing, which I actually think I closed this. Random neighbor move. So the idea behind this is if they have a last location, they're going to move back to the last location, which I guess I didn't test because I would have to lose the war. So let's test that. Yeah, you can play Ethiopia in fight Italy, and it's actually like not a recommended start, but it's like a start in Hearts of Iron 4 that a lot of people play because of the defeating Italy part. It's like a way to like, it's really hard. Time is passing. I thought mouse over UI. I'm gonna find this and get rid of that. Or comment it out over UI. Don't fucking lie to me. Don't lie to me, computer. All right. So back to this. I guess we're just gonna have to do some battle. I already recruited him as a leader. We're gonna have to do battles. Should you pay to learn Godot? I would say no. If I can learn it, anybody. Oh, come on. We were losing. Oh, look at that. He teleported back. But did we win or did we lose? I don't know. So we're going to want to have that thing too. I'm going to put this in my list here. A event log if the player won or lost the war, the battle. I would start out with the hello world thing first, but you have other programming experience if I remember right. Because it's a pretty like I was saying, it's a pretty daunting task. You just got to get past the daunting part, being daunted. Uh, So let's try this one more time here. It's hard to tell if we're winning or losing this war. So we're gonna need to put something in for that too, which I put on the list there. So we need to spawn this guy. Yeah, like this is nice and all, but it's we don't like we had a big comeback last time. All right, we need to lose. We need to lose. All right, this is what we'll do. Where is this morale getting set? Expendable. It's not there. We're getting close though. It's right here. Morale expendable equals 100. We're gonna temporarily. Oh, but all the heroes are gonna be that way. Damn it. Uh, hmm. That's not gonna help us. All right. I guess we could do. What we could do is on here. If is player, is that not on my token movement? It's not. We can do it here. Uh, do we have a ready? We don't have a ready though. All right. Well, when I come back, I'm gonna take a quick break. I gotta go to the bathroom. When I come back, uh, we'll just test that a couple of times. I guess we can just rate the other part. But I will be back in less than 5 minutes. And let me stop my music. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me throw on my music that you guys can't hear. Let me put this up. Let me turn off this thing. And I thought of something. I want to make this more clear. Also have a pop-up that says the outcome of the battle. So eventually we'll do that. I'm not going to do that right now. So let's go back to this code. I think we just need to have, I didn't even look. Did it say in here, county captured, so we won the battle. We need to put in, I guess, that code, and then we can just test all of this stuff at once. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this in an hour. We'll see. So that's here. So the first thing we have is we have this flee. Army flees. If their location is -1, they go back. But I think he teleported. I think he teleported back. But we need to do this random thing as well. Do we have? Yeah, so that's gonna army flees. And then we need the end battle here too, I guess. Average mobility. Oh, you mean maybe later I'm gonna, this is gonna be just the most basic. We're going with most basic stuff right now because there's gonna be a whole thing with, I want to have it so the population will flee too. So they have a choice. So the idea will be, and because this is gonna be different than other games. Well, I guess this will work. I just needed a place with it. So if you took over this place and it has 4 people that live here, the leader flees to here. I want these 4 people also to be like, do we want to stick around or do we want to flee to this other county? Or maybe they don't even like the leader that much and they like you and they like, they just don't like the leader that much. They could stick around, or they could even become like a roving band of nomads. Or they could, so I want to have a bunch of options for the different, so that's going to be kind of part of the thing is like you might, and so back to your idea of having empty places, because I do really like that idea. Back to this map. And once again, if we split these, it would probably be better to have a, if they're, because there would be, they could flee to here, but they could be like, we don't want, like, let's say everyone flees out of here and you take this place. Now you have an empty province that isn't, or a county that isn't that useful because you would have to have some of your people move to here. But then you can also have an empty input, like you suggested, like an outpost there. And so you can have an outpost so that you like have an army that sits there that doesn't necessarily need a leader to guard, but you can have like a guard. Let's say you had a bunch of people here and you would just say, okay, 5 of them will go live in an outpost, like a guard outpost. But the other thing I was thinking is you could put in like a sign. This is from Survivors again, that says like, come in here and it's a declaration of war. So people could go in there and see the sign and leave, or they could try to set up on your place. So I think there's going to be a lot of options that will be cool. Like that's the problem, is that we got to get to the cool stuff. Right now we're in the very basics things. So we're going to have to do this random neighbor thing. So if they don't have a previous location or last location, they need to look through. We know the county this is in, right? We do. We know the county because the county population knows what county it's in. So we're going to go. We're going to pass in county population here. And then we're going to go. random. Do I already have a random? I think I was going to change how I was doing random. Let's see if I did this change. I didn't. I did it in my other one. We're going to put a random up here. A public random. And it's going to equal new random. And it's going to tell me I don't need to do it this way. And then I'm surprised it hasn't told me that I need to do it a different way. So on point 8, I guess with random it doesn't do that because it's not a list. It's a random. Then what we're gonna do is go back to our, where the fuck was this thing? Battle control. We're gonna go globals.instance.random.next. And then we're gonna go 0, comma. Oh, this is gonna be convoluted as fuck. Let's put this up here. And we're gonna call this, it's gonna be a list of select county, and we're gonna call it county neighbors, and it's gonna equal globals.instance.counties parents get children get child county population location dot, holy fuck, this is gonna be, let's do this. We have another step here. You're gonna go to here and you're gonna be county. This is gonna be select county equals that thing, and then it's gonna be select. Okay, all right, it's fine, everything's fine. County, and then we're gonna go select county neighbor counties is gonna be this list. What's your fucking problem? Player space. Oh, this is a Godot thing. Here's the problem with making it a Godot thing is we got to make this a Godot thing. You know, it doesn't have to be a Godot thing. I was using it as a Godot thing because it was, I wanted to see inside of it, but I don't give a shit about that anymore. We'll just make this a list of select county. I know if it's working or not. Wait, list. No export field, that's fine. And then we should probably get another bug here, but I guess not. That's a different bug. Same thing. Where were we working on this big clusterfuck? It's right here. County neighbors dot count. All right, so now we're gonna have destination. This is gonna be a select county. No, this is gonna be an int. Int of random destination is gonna equal that, and then we're gonna go to, we need a select county destination county, and it's going to equal globals dot instance dot county parents dot random destination. We're going to need get children, get child, and then this, you need to be a select county. And then Now we know where the destination of where this thing is moving to. And it has, so then we're going to go start move. Wait, where was that thing? That's under county population, token movements, token movement, start move. We have to assign this. So this is going to be county population, destination is going to equal destination county, county ID, county data, county ID. And then this is going to be county population, destination. Okay, let's go through this again. Make sure that I didn't type gibberish. All right, so this is going to get the county's current location. Or sorry, the population's current location. And then it's going to get the list of its neighbors from that county. Then it's going to get a random destination for a neighbor. And then it's going to select this is where it's going to go, but there's already a problem here. We need to check if destination county county data faction data is equal to the county population faction data. Then we're going to do this. Else, this needs to be its own little method, actually, is what this needs to be. Random neighbor move, private void, because we need to make it, they only want to go to their county that they own. And then if there aren't any counties that they own, they give up. If private void, random neighbor move, fine. Faction owned county. We're going to pass in something here. We're going to pass in owned neighbor county. We're going to pass in this list that we got. It's going to be a list of select county, and it's going to be called county neighbors. And we're going to put this right here. Find, and we're going to go like that. But we're going to have this return something. We're going to actually have this return a select county. And we're going to go return something at some point. We'll say null right now. And this is going to equal select county, destination county will equal this thing. This is going to go in here. And where did that start? And then this will be county population token token movement start move destination county. Do you want to int? What the fuck? You want an int in here, I think. Yeah, it's county ID. All right. So that's how it will work once we figure out this find the county, find faction owned county neighbor. So we're going to need, I want it to be random. Right now there's only one selection, but I want it to be random. So we get this neighbor list. We make a random selection, and we're going to call this possible destination county. Just moving this down here so we can see it. And this is going to be possible. I think there's a better way to do this. We don't know. This county, I feel like I pass in things too frequently. So we need to pass in this county population. Like, it might be better just to like save this at the top of the battle control. And then this is going to be possible destination. All right. So it's going to need a list. So we get this list, right, of county neighbors. And it's going to, I think we need to make a copy of the list. You know what I do a lot of times? Is I go like this. Because I'm lazy as fuck. And I go new chat. And I go in C# Godot. I want to find only one random county from this list that has the same faction data. And I just put in what I have, and sometimes it will just be like, yeah, here you go. And other times it will be like, nope, and it will give me a big pile of garbage. All right, so we take the list. Oh, what is this shit? Where's C? What? We filter the county neighbors list to include only the counties with the same faction data. I didn't even know Link could do that. We check if there are any eligible counties. You know, I swear to God, I asked ChatGPT the same question with a different list, and it had it go make a copy of the list and then go through and remove stuff off the list. Okay, well, see, this is why I use ChatGPT. The other thing I also do is I comment out what I wrote first before I get rid of. Handle the case with no suitable county is found. You might want to return null. All right, so we are returning null to here. Let's say if there's no county. And what we can do here is if destination county is not equal to null, we do this. Else, do we have a surrender thing set up yet? County captured. All right, so this is going to try to move. So let's go. The army flees. If there's a last location, it's going to start moving and the battle's over. If there is not a last location, it's going to randomly try to move to the somewhere. It's going to move from the current location, It's weird that we don't know what county this is. Just in general. Uh, it's gonna random neighbor move. It's gonna go find the location because from the county's location. It's gonna get the list of the neighbors. It's going to find the faction-owned neighbor county, and if it's not null, it's gonna start it move there. Otherwise, it's gonna go to captured county, which just says. And we're, you know what I'm gonna do so I can find this? I'm gonna do the rainbow thing. Rainbow. Now let's see what we got going here. That was 30 minutes. Sometimes programming, the time flies by. It was fucking snowing this. I looked outside. It was fucking snowing this morning. The snow was landing on my face. I didn't like it. All right, let's go to war and see what happens. We have a couple of different options that can happen. So we gotta see if we start getting bugs or what's going on here. And I think we gotta keep an eye on teleportation. We gotta look. I'm looking. All right, we definitely saw some teleportation there. And the battle is still going. Or did it create a new battle? Let's fix the teleportation first. This seems to have worked at some point. The guy headed back towards his friendly... Whoops, wrong one. The guy headed back to the closest... Well, I guess I stopped it. We don't need this open anymore. He headed back to the right place. But see, there's a... This war continued. County capture has in battle in it. This doesn't have in battle. No, in battle's at the end. It should end the battle regardless. County captured also has in battle, so I guess we could put this here. It seems strange to me, but let's look at the things here. Yeah, I wonder why so in battle, let's make sure that we have it unsubscribes, so it shouldn't be getting hit with the... We might have a check or something that when they move into there, and that's what's... You get this shit out of here. This is going to be like kind of a pain to debug. Army flees. This doesn't need to be there because it's going to be an army flees. So let's think about this. So army flees from the... This is the defender's army flees. And it doesn't have a last location. So it's going to go to here. And it's going to randomly move. And it's going to find one. It's going to start its move. And then it's going to end the battle. The county's still going to be captured, though. That's for the defender. So the county has to be captured regardless. So let's go through this with the attacker. So we can continue battle check happens. The attacker has 0 morale, so the army flees. If he has a last location, which he would because he's the attacker, he has to have a last location because he moved from somewhere. He starts move and then the battle ends. He starts moving, the battle ends. So in battle, it unsubscribes and it hides the battle thing. So that should be the end of if the attacker, maybe we could put in. No, that wouldn't work. Anyways, okay, so that's the end of that. If the attacker loses, oh, you know what? There could be a case where they're both at 0. Motherfucker. There's always something. There could be a case where both the attacker and the defender are at 0 morale. It's going to be rare, but it could happen. That case needs to be added. Okay. So we've already checked, the logic seems to be here, but back to the defenders, because I think there's something wrong with how the defender is. So the defender loses, and then we would also want to put in here. So, well, we'll do it later. The at everyone shatter. Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like if they both, I feel like the defender should just default to win. So the defender should have a lot of bonuses, for it's gonna get like a ton of bonuses for like getting shot at and stuff. But I think that maybe it should just default to the if they're both equal, the defender just wins. And I guess that wouldn't be that hard to do. We could actually put in here if I would be at the end. No, it wouldn't. It'd be right here. If is equal to 0 and this is equal to 0. If they're both equal to 0, then we would just do the attacker flee. Whoops. The attacker flees. I guess that wasn't that horrible. Both have 0 morale. Attacker has 0 morale. This should probably be a switch, right? Defender has 0 morale. That was kind of a rhetorical question. A half rhetorical question. All right. So then, okay. The defender's at 0. He flees. Does he have a last location? No. He's going to get a random move. It's going to say it's getting it from his thing. I think the first thing we got to fix is the start move because somehow it's teleporting these guys. Did I just put this in here? I did. Did I? I did. I did right at the beginning. I don't think we want this here anymore. Oh, I know why this is here. This is a check for, let's make a method for this. So this is for if we were starting to move away, if we move away before before the battle's over and we just say, no, we don't want to do this anymore. Check private void check if in battle. We need to probably pass something in here. Nope. Okay. We need to put this in here. Because it needs to end the battle if it is. So we're passing in the destination ID. I guess we should double check that. Where is this fucking thing? We're gonna put it over here. The destination county is gonna equal the. Well, this one's teleporting too, and this is less complicated. So it's gonna be putting in the last location. GD print. Well, we know it's actually going. We know it's getting there. It's teleporting. So when start move happens, we set its destination county. It's kind of weird that we put the destination ID in. I guess we're getting it from somewhere else, and then we're getting the county destination county, and then that's being put in here. His activities being changed. We should probably change. I think I have one of these. Is actually I think I have it already built. It's not that. It was all text. Didn't I write some? I guess not. I thought I wrote an activity thing. Update current activity. Getting sidetracked. Can't get sidetracked when you're doing this shit, man. Can't be like, where was that thing? It's under select token. But I told myself recently that I'm not going to let this shit fly. Let broken things sit around. You know, like if I see something, fix it. So here we go. This is supposed to be like that. Target destination dot hero spawn. Okay, check if in battle. If it's in battle, it is gonna get rid of the current battle and in that shit, and then it's gonna go move token equals true. Move token equals true goes to this. We sure have a lot of things in here. We can say it's moving, but I'm pretty sure that it just teleports its ass over there. The token global position equals this move towards. I know what the problem is. I think it's not that it's teleporting over there. It's just that the token's hidden. It's just moving in. I thought we had, it seems like we should have had this already in here. Like that should be the move token. I wonder if I have it under move token. So the token, if it's so this actually isn't true. This isn't true. I was gonna say it's always gonna be. We're always gonna be able to see it, but right now that's true, but it's not gonna always be true. We'll see what happens. But it also shouldn't be taken off that list until the guy hits his destination. May the best person win. I was trying to think of a clever thing. The best combatant, the best army. Okay, so he's on the move. He gets there. So that actually works. It's just that the thing was fucking hidden. Once again, though, one of the problems is going to be, we'll deal with it later. The problem is going to be like if this guy moves back here to a, well, we would be able to see that. We'll deal with it later, but there are going to be times when we're not going to want to be able to see people moving. We're not going to be able to want to see, like, they're going to be hidden. This particular case, it's fine. We got to figure out what the fuck is going on here, though. That's good. You know, I really like when trial by combat, you know, that the concept that like God would guide your hand and make you win the battle. Like that whole concept, because it's so ludicrous, and you would be proven all the time that you were that didn't work. But yes, no, that's winds of fortune. That works. Why is this guy turning on his combat thing when he gets here, though? How are we finding that? Chandu, how do you got the map perfectly inside the game? I'm not sure what you mean. Like this is perfectly. I have a thing that moves the camera, and you can zoom in and out. I mean, obviously, I can. There's no constraining on it, so I can move the camera forever. Yeah. So this is an image. So it's actually it's kind of a number of images. We're looking at the wrong thing here. So there's this map image, which is this one, I think. So this is just like a static map image that I made. I mean, it's not very good. You can tell that there's like a big. I need to move this line. This state, Idaho, needs to come over to the left a little bit. But whatever, it doesn't matter. So there's this giant map that lays on top of this other map, which we can't see right now. And this is how when there's something called the map editor in it, and it goes through these different color codes and creates these other things which are created down here. And these things lay on top of this other map, so you can see them in this one. But if we turn off, let's say Portland, and we go back over here, it's just sitting on top of that other map. And in reality, this other map wouldn't exist. Like in the real game, this map wouldn't exist. Well, both of those maps, we wouldn't be able to see them. It would look more like this, except let's do it like this. In the real game, it would look more like this. Probably I would put some sort of background in, background color, because the borders actually look pretty good. It would look more like this. The reason why, and it's literally just for YouTube, I put this whole map in the background is because I wanted something to look nicer on the YouTube thumbnails, because I'm too fucking lazy to make my own thumbnails, so it gives me 3 choices whenever I like turn, save the, like when I'm done with the stream. It gives me 3 choices, and I rather have like this thing. Right now, at this point, it doesn't look that bad because of we have enough counties, but for a long time I didn't have enough counties to like fill in, and maybe I should keep those off for a little bit. Yeah, this river is going to be an issue. This actually doesn't look that bad. I was thinking the borders were going to look awful. And like this also is just like test stuff. I'm not going to have it every time you click. It's not going to show that. It just, I needed something. So what are we at? We got 10 minutes left. I don't know if I can accomplish anything in 10 minutes. There's got to be something. So let's look at this one. Let's look at it like this, actually. Let's have this guy spawn, go to war, and then go over here. Let's double check. Well, maybe we can lose. We want to lose. I don't know why this is popping up, but we can look at that too. Well, I wonder if he goes back if it pops up. Oh, we get a debug thing here too. Because the battle's still going. That's where the problem is. The battle's still going, and it shouldn't be, and that's why this is popping up, I think. What happens if we click on this? Yeah, and this is bringing up the wrong like the wrong county's battle. So why is the battle still going? One of these is not getting in battle, is what's happening. So let's go back to this thing. Like the colors are randomly generated each time it runs. Well, it's only like between 10 colors. Once again, for the YouTube thing, to have it more colorful than, but it's gonna be like a set colors. Kind of, how like in CK3 and stuff, they're kind of color coded by the area, but I could see that this is some sort of demographic map of some sort. Random move, county captured, in battle. Did that not oh, it's still going. We need you to stop going. Did that not happen? All right, we definitely don't need that. Yeah, county captured. What did this thing say? Is moving. You know what? I bet you it's happening. Let's see. Is there a new battle? Stupid shit. There is. There's another battle, I think, getting started. Oh, God, since it was running in the background here while I was yammering on. Yeah, it did. It started a new battle when he got to the place. So something's also wrong, obviously, with the. So besides it, he shouldn't start a new battle when he gets there. There's some variable that's not getting changed. It also. We need to like clear that information or something. What was this thing's problem? Yeah, and there's no attacker because this shit isn't set. So it's not that the battle's not ending, it's the problem is that a new one is starting when he gets to his destination. So what is going on with the reach destination? It's something here. Oh, okay. So it's checking. All right. So when he gets to his destination, it checks if the faction is at war with another faction, and it is because the war is still going. The war isn't over. Or yeah, so it's checking either way. And so yes, there's a new war, and so that or the war is still happening, but so this check is dumb. This check isn't. We need something else here. So it goes through every war that the player's in, because the AIs can't go to war yet. Um, for every war, it goes through and it says, "Are you at war with this person?" But this is being fired when that's another thing that we've never done before is have the AI move a token, and that's what's happening. This is the first time the AI's ever moved a token. Currently, the AI doesn't do shit. It just spawns a token. So there's a variety of issues here. Let's go back to my thing because I'm running out of time. I want to double check this tomorrow when I stream again, but retreat let's leave I want to double check all these, but let's new thing we're going to want to add in here is everything's so intertwined that when one thing happens, we got to do another thing. Faction AI. I'm hoping we can use like the same method for both the faction and the player. I think we should be able to. But what we'll do is we got to set up. I'm going to put this over here. Factions need to be able to move tokens. So this is the main thing. So we'll do this, then we'll go. We're pathfinding. Where are we going? Here, we got to go here. We'll do this, then we'll be back to this. Factions need to be able to move tokens. Yes. And that will, so when that's solved, it will actually make it easier for when we get to the other population stuff. And we're going to need other types of tokens. It just dawned on me. I mean, it's been obvious from the first second I've thought about this game. But I was just talking about how there'd be like migrant like not bandits, but like refugees, because you win the battle and the guys might not, well, you win the battle of a county and you conquer the county. Those guys the people that live there might not stay living there. They're going to be refugees. They might go to move to here, or they might actually just always become refugees, and then they go to, like, depending on where they go to, they might be accepted or whatever. So that's going to be a whole different type of token that we're going to have to keep track of, is the refugee token. And then also they could become bandits at some point too. I want bandits, and I think we were, it was another conversation I was having with Lord Mac about. I was saying how I can't remember if I was streaming that Sovereign Knights game. I think I was, and I was playing as the Mongols, and the Mongols didn't have any Mongolian traits like the being a horde, and I think it would be really cool. Obviously, this is just another feature that I'm adding into my list of ridiculous features that I'll never be able to accomplish. It'd be cool to have traveling biker gangs that move around, and maybe hopefully have it so the player could be a biker gang, get really Mad Max with it. Anyways, that has nothing to do with what we're doing here. Look at all this shit. Did we really change all this stuff? Oh, we did change this. Surprised we didn't have to regenerate the thing. All right, so what did we accomplish today? Very little. Bicycle gang, yes, bicycle gangs too, because you'd run out of gas. The problem with bicycle gangs is they're much less intimidating than a biker gang. You know, especially if they're wearing like the ant people helmets. Bicycle ant people helmets. That's what my parents call them. Oh, these actually, those don't look as bad as what I'm talking about. Like this one is pretty. Yeah, that's not very intimidating. Anyways, let's see. What did we do today? Started working on the conclusion. That's not how you spell that. Of a battle. The outcome of a battle. I'm gonna push this here. I mean, I do think bicycle gangs do need to be in there though, because like I said, I want the technology to keep going down, like the amount of technology you have left over. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys for joining me and the conversation, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good